Hello, folks. Jonathan Milam here, and I do hope you're having a great day. Just recently got a trumpet. It's an Olds Mendez from '52, and I hadn't had. I've got three other Olds trumpets, totaling four, and hadn't played them in a long time, so I decided to just get them out, take a look at them, and play. I guess I had to play first off. And one of them, strangely enough, this is the oldest one that I've got. See, it's an Olds Symphony from 34, serial number of 1483, 1483 in the Olds lineup. Has had a little bit of work done on it, but what a gorgeous horn. And yes, it is the hand-hammered bell. Isn't that a beauty? Isn't just that so very attractive? Okay, gonna play Give Me That Old Time Religion, old horns, old time religion. And I've been using a Monet Prana, real happy with it. But these horns are just a little bit different, certainly not your average horns to say the least. And I thought this GR64MX were just a little bit better. And again, we'll start playing on a Olds Symphony from 34. Isn't that a neat sound? Very clear, very clear. Of the four horns that I've got, the recording is going to be heavy because it has a trigger on it that definitely adds some weight. But this is slightly heavier than the recording. My understanding is when they made these hand-peened bells, they actually put a double layer of metal here. And as you can see, it's really, it doesn't go all the way through, although you can feel some further up the bell. My understanding was, though, they did use two sheets of metal, and that's the way they did it. This particular horn has maybe had a crease in the bell. Let's see if we can get it right there. You can see just a little mark there. It's very hard even to see in real light. Has had a little work done on it. I believe it had the lead pipe replaced. Very well done. Tremendous craftsmanship. And original tuning slide, don't think they did anything to that. Interestingly enough, and on these Olds horns, and I'll put a link down there to Syntex Brass, Clay there at Syntex, tremendous knowledge of Olds trumpets. In fact, he's revived the Olds Central. Lot of information. I'll leave a link with that down in the comments. Any items we have below will be on the first line. Right under that, we'll put the link to Clay. Just a great guy. But it was solely, I guess, whether people wanted it or not, this has the stop mechanism on the main tuning slide and also on the third slide. Oh, it's got both. And you can see there's the one for the main tuning slide, and here is the one for the third slide. Very, very nice player. Original valves, I believe. Very good compression. You can hear the third slide. Okay, next oldest, I've got an Olds Super, and I really liked this Super until I got the Mendez, and they play similar. Play similar. Pretty tight bell on this, and that's one reason I like it. I really like a horn that I can fill and don't have to work all that hard filling. Don't ask me why I usually play Strats. Of course, they probably have a lot of people feel a little more restrictive lead pipe. Maybe that's it. Very nice. During the latter part of the war, and this one was from 47, they quit using the nickel silver plate around the edge and they just went to straight brass. I think most of them that were like this were in 47. War effort, materials, caused them to lean in that direction. The other thing about the Super is very light horn. I've had 5 or 6 of these Supers, and I do like the way this one plays. Intonation in the staff, the D, the E, much better than a lot of modern professional horns. Go figure. Okay, we'll play this again with the GR64 MX as well. And this is the Olds Super from 47. Nice horn. Never had a bad Super. And the only Olds recording I've had, and I've been saying that this was from 52, but Clay, as I mentioned, he's taken over the old Olds Central and has refined the serial numbers just a little bit. It looks like this one is from 51. Still the older Olds factory. And a nice recording here. This one came from Canada. And thank you, Heather. Honestly, I have not ever played this enough. It is definitely a different feel than most horns. I don't know if it's the offset valve, so your wind is going a little bit different. Boy, getting a valve alignment, I used to just use a mirror and a flashlight and shine it around. Boy, very tough to do with this. Actually had to get a little lighted scope, but finally got what I believe is a pretty good valve alignment on this. And but it's just a different horn. I've never played it enough to really, it's never grabbed me as such. I keep it because they are rare, and I do like Olds products very well. But sometime I really just haul off and play this a lot. But great horn, balanced feel. Of course, the valves are forward, a lot closer to the valve. Bell, excuse me. So it's supposed to be a little easier to handle. And I've heard people say, oh man, you tear your lips up because your hands are further away and you bring it in, you bust your lips. Hogwash. Hogwash. I don't play this that often, never came close to messing my lips up or bashing them with the mouthpiece. Not sure where that came from, but just never been a problem. Had a Super recording for a while. Same thing, valve forward, very balanced. It was a much lighter horn because it did not have the trigger apparatus. But and a very, very nice playing horn as well. But just not a problem with ramming it into your mouth. So this is the 51, according to Clay at Syntex Brass. 51 Olds recording. And we'll play that same song with the GR64 MX. Well, maybe I ought to play that one more often. Very nice. Now, realloy is what they call this, and I've heard the horn traders say essentially bronze is what it is. This one also has the bronze lead pipe, and most of the lacquer is off this one. How do you like that large receiver that they used back then? Not uncommon, and really a pretty horn with the nickel silver here on the slides, and the upper part of the balusters. Very pretty, and always got some nice engraving there. Not sure if you can see that real well in this light or not, but very, very fine horns. In fact, right now, about all I've got is Strads, which I like, and then these, really do like these Olds horns. And I do have an Edwards Gen 2 that's a great horn. Put it up for sale a number of times. Pulled it down a number of times just because I do enjoy playing it. Now, this is the Olds Mendez. Got it recently. Really a fine player. Needs a little bit of work done. You can see the bell is hanging down. Hard to get a vintage horn that's almost 75 years old that's in great shape. And got one loose brace right here. And these claw braces that they used, the last Mendez I had, I believe, had busted a loose in one place as well. Very light horns, except for the triggers here. Very, to my way of thinking, pretty small, tight bell. Great projection. Bell's probably about 4.6, just over 4.5. Definitely smaller. See if we can tell the difference. Got a Strad here. But the bell is, whoops, let's get them right next to each other. You can see the bell on the Olds is indeed just a little bit different, and they're right next to each other here. But really like this Mendez. Been playing it a lot recently. Light horn, easy to play, easy to fill, and love the sound of it. Oh, one thing I really like, unlike all of the rest of these, but the little valve, the little finger buttons on this, I don't know if you can see that, but they're very rounded. Probably mother of pearl. This is from 52, so it would have been the old LA factory as well. But very, very rounded and quite small, and really just helps you get your finger right on the center of the valve. And if you're centered on the valve, it's better valve action, less sticking, things of that nature. Great Olds Mendez. I really do like this horn. And same song, same mouthpiece, GR64 MX. Now, interestingly enough, the Olds Mendez trumpet looks the same as the Olds Mendez cornet. I mean, they really look similar. In fact, every time I see one of these listed, I'm careful to see it'll say trumpet here if it's a trumpet. But the cornet is not just a long cornet, but really looks identical to this. Read recently that the cornet is a 468 bore, but haven't actually ever had a Mendez cornet. This is one of the earlier ones, and seems to me, I saw recently that they were making these in the, did they start the early 50s? But the very fine horns, really, Really do like it. Now, we did mention earlier your valves on the recording are forward. Let's see if we can show just how forward they are. You can see the valve block on the Super is quite a bit further back. See how the Olds Symphony was. It's the oldest one. Yeah. Yep, the valves are still a little more forward on the recording, as you would expect. And we'll just compare them real quickly to the Mendez as well. Yep, still definitely forward. Different feel on the recording with the valve so far forward. Nice balance feel. It was made for people in the recording industry. Ollie Mitchell, if I remember correctly. And again, the horn trader discusses him. I think he took lessons from Ollie Mitchell. Very, very nice. Just great to have these Olds horns on hand. I've got a couple of nice cornets right now. I did sell one of my Olds recordings. Hope you're enjoying that, Brad. Recording cornet. It had the realloy and the lead pipe and the bell. Really nice dark sound. The recording cornet that I kept is a little newer, which is a bit of a bummer. But it had the nickel silver lead pipe. I get a naturally dark tone. I thought just a little more brightness would be nice. And I've got an old Super cornet that I really like to play. And an old Special cornet that I've had forever, and I really like those Special cornets. I think they're sleepers. I think they're just tremendous sounds. Heavy nickel silver bell with the realloy or bronze copper tip is the one that I like, the 3-metal cornet Old Special. Okay, folks, as always, a pleasure chatting with you. Again, we'll have a link there to the Olds Central site. They usually have a nice variety of Olds horns and lots of great information. I'll leave links to both of those. Just hope you've enjoyed the day. Do take care of yourselves, folks. And as I usually say, take care of someone near.